gonna try not to like.
Hello.
I was saying I'm not gonna try and chew into the mic, but I guess that's how we're starting this. Because honestly, that tracks.
Might as well. Hello. Welcome back to Tea and Twits, the two girls talking about stuff that we care about. You have witnessed us come into the we're both eating on the podcast. So,
Listen,
Laura, happy Women's Month.
Happy Women's Month. Honestly, the funniest thing about that is me walking in the office on Friday and my boss being there early, for one, and then just screaming from her office, "Happy Women's Day, Laura!" That was the running joke because literally there was one man in our office. Was Miguel there on Friday? I don't think he was. No, he was. There are two men in our office that only exist. So the one was just like, "I'm gonna be silent," and over here we're like,
A wise choice, good sir. A wise choice. So, before we get started with our topics and all the things, I have something to show everyone that I put out on our socials. We finally have merch back. This is our For a Good Time, listen to the Tea and Twits podcast. But our merch store is finally live over on Fourth Wall. So if you go to teaandtwits-shop.fourthwall.com, you can check it all over merch there. We have hoodies and t-shirts at the moment. If you want something else, say like tank tops or jogger pants or whatever, talk with us on our socials and we will look into getting more designs put up in the store. But for right now, we have 6 t-shirts and 6 hoodies.
"That's too many."
So I decided to get more.
That's too many.
It's not. It's not. Really, realistically, it's just 6. It's 6 designs just split out between hoodies and t-shirts.
That's fair.
So all we have, what do we have? We have our word search, our redacted one, For a Good Time. We've got the one with the teacup. We've got PowerPoint battle. And there's another one. Why am I forgetting the other one?
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at my thing still auto-lighting very shittily.
Let's see. What is the one I'm forgetting? Oh, and it's just the Megan and Laura present the Tea and Twits podcast. So it's just words versus without the teacup. So all of our lovely designs are done by Ryan, who I am actually getting to see in like 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Because he's going to be in Austin, and I'm going to drive down for the day to go see him.
Fine.
So,
wait, I need to know. We need to speak. We need to say what our podcast snacks are this week, because I feel like this is a theme. Mine currently is Raisin Bran cereal. Don't ask.
Oh, that's the best cereal. I love Raisin Bran.
Also, it's the off-brand Raisin Bran, the Aldi brand, and it's the crunch that has like the granola clusters in it.
Oh. So I have kettle corn, popcorn, like from just a microwave pop bag, and I've got some peach tea because I wanted something sweet. Yeah, I was gonna do just water, and I'm like, I mean, if I can put popcorn in my mouth, do this.
I technically also have milk. However, that's part of cereal, in my opinion.
This is true. So, to get started with our podcast, we are now going to reintroduce the name of the segment as Taking a Promenade About Town to fit with our theme. So how did Laura and Megan get out of the house this last month? Laura, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? Because mine also involves a rant.
I can go first. Does anyone want to take a stab at what it is? I'll give you 0 guesses. It's hockey. I'll give you 0 guesses. Hockey, and work technically, but like hockey, that's literally the one thing I always do. I will continue to do it. So I don't even know how many games I've been.
I was saying, y'all been on a good winning streak.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if I remember the stat correctly, we have not lost 2 games in a row since like November. Like they'll lose 1 game and bounce back, essentially. Let's see. We recorded the 16th. Since then, I have been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hockey games. Wow. Yeah, 5. I had to think about that. But, oh god. Sorry, I'm looking at my hockey schedule in like 2 weeks. It's a lot. Uh, it's a lot. I say as someone who goes to the games and does not play in them. But yeah, hockey. Been enjoying watching my team win, but also I don't want to say lose, but also learn things because when we get to Sports Corner, I'll actually talk about like in depth about what's going on. Let's see, what else have I done this week? Let's see. Let's track this. Yeah, it's just hockey. Hockey, shopping, like for groceries and shit, and then just relatively existing. Because for a while we were just going to do random shit to get out of the house because I had no AC. Because I think when we recorded, I was in the first brunt of no AC.
You hadn't had AC for like 2 or 3 days.
For anyone who wanted to keep count of how long it took, I was out without AC for 3.5 weeks in Florida. Now, they're only saving grace. It was cold for about a week and a half, 2 weeks of that. However, it still sucks. It is still annoying. And our fucking washer dryer has been broken too on top of it. Again. Because they never buy shit new or don't get warranties and then are fucking pissed off and being like, oh, why is this not happening? Maybe because you got something that had a 3-month warranty that was maybe $300. Like, come on, dude.
Your landlord is something else.
Listen, there's a whole other fucking thing that they wouldn't give us a lease to re-sign, and then the HOA essentially of the building was like, if we don't get a lease from your landlord by like this day or whatever, we will be going to the lawyers. Because apparently they need that on file, even though we've been living here for 7 years. Okay, that's a whole other fucking rant that it's just, ugh.
Right.
I don't even know what's happening with that. I'm just ignoring it. Quite frankly, I'm just ignoring it. And
fair.
What's the worst that can happen at this point? Truly.
That's fair. That is very fair.
So what have you done this month, technically?
So this month it's been a thing. So excuse me.
Don't die. Not allowed.
Popcorn shell went down the wrong tube.
Yeah.
Blech. So, unfortunately, I have separated from my boyfriend. It just, we're both at different places in what we want in a relationship. And so I really kind of had to pull the plug on that. And he's a great guy, and I'm sure that he'll take the stuff that he learned in our relationship to whoever he goes to next. So I wish him nothing but the best. But we did end up going to Meow Wolf over in Grapevine, and did that whole thing, which was a lot of fun. Very trippy. I felt like I was on acid.
I think that's just Meow Wolf in general.
Well, yeah, but he also bought the package where they give you like the glasses that make everything real trippy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to take them off a couple times because I had them over my glasses because otherwise I can't, see.
Exist.
And I was starting to get vertigo really bad, and I'm like, so I would take them off periodically, but it was a lot of fun. It was very interactive. Would definitely go and do it again with because my dad wants to go do it. And I think he'd have a lot of fun with it. So we did that. And then that was the whole weekend that we ended up separating. So then I proceeded to, on that Sunday, have a voice call with Logan and Matt to watch the AEW pay-per-view. And got a little schmammered. Which if you want to hear that story, ask Logan, because Logan got the biggest giggle out of it.
I mean, you were playing the drinking game, weren't you?
No, we weren't.
You were just schmammered in general. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, if it's the drinking game, you have an excuse. I say, is I'm gonna get so plastered this weekend.
Yeah. So So we did that, and then I decided. See, that was oh God Almighty. That was the third, right? Was that the
I
third?
think so. It
Yeah.
was like the third or the fourth.
So that was the third. This last Friday on the 8th, actually no, on the 4th, was watching Monday Night Raw, and they were talking about who's coming up to be at SmackDown that on Friday, and it happened to be in Dallas, and Seth and Cody said that they were going to come to Dallas and confront the Bloodline. And I'm like, that also means that The Rock is there.
Ooh,
That
bam.
also means that. So I proceeded to text my brother, who has his own wrestling podcast, and I'm like, they're just making me, want to buy the ticket. But I had been checking the tickets when they announced that The Rock was going to be there, like weeks ago, and the tickets were over $200. And I'm like,
first of all,
for nosebleed seats up in the upper deck.
I was in mid for a Raw. I don't even fucking remember when. I think it was actually a SmackDown. I don't remember when. It was when Seth and Dean were there, and I think Seth was Money in the Bank at the time. But I think our tickets were literally like $80 for midsection for a taping.
It was, oh my gosh, I was so like, because it at one point was over $220 for an upper like 300 level ticket.
Now.
So I text my brother, and I'm like, now I really just want to go to SmackDown. He goes, you need to check the tickets again. And so I checked them again, and they were right at like 202 for one ticket for the 300 level nosebleed seats, limited view. And I'm like, fuck it. So I bought the ticket. And I decided to go. And so The Rock was supposed to be there. Obviously Roman, Cody, Seth, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who else is going to be there. So let's just see. So I decided that while I was out there at the show, I'm going to hype my brother a little bit. And so I made some signs. And, since like the whole, this has been like pretty much since COVID, they've had like the policy for like clear bags or whatever. It just helps make everything easier through bag check. So I made two small signs. I made two small signs that fit in the sightings of my clear bag.
Uh-huh.
And so one of them was listen to GQ Wrestling Podcast on Spotify and YouTube. So as I'm walking through the arena going to my seat, I literally just have this thing up. And I'm walking. And I had several people stop me going, what was the podcast? I'm like, it's GQ Wrestling Podcast. And I had a lot of people actually ask me questions about it. I'm like, cool, this is working.
This is working.
The other sign that I had, my brother has had two different TikToks that have gone semi-viral.
I feel like I've seen two of them because they've come up on my For You page, and I went, why is this? I'm like, that's right.
Yep. So, in the spirit of, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, it has now come that time when the geese start returning to the north.
Ooh, yep. I know that because the geese over in my area are fucking pissed.
Yep. So we now have Acknowledge Your Tribal Goose, who stands on the corner of my brother's apartment building looking out upon his terrain. So I had that. And the funny thing is when Roman came out and they were playing his music, literally I have a video clip that I have sent to my brother who's using all of my videos that I took that night for his show.
That tracks.
And I videoed the Jumbotron. There it says head to the table, and as the music kind of hits, I just start slowly bringing this up into frame. And then I cut it off. And then Roman, obviously, if you watch SmackDown that night, he says, acknowledge us. And when he's saying that, I just slowly panned to this one. I'm like, acknowledge your tribal goose. So I had those two. Got a lot of comments, at least on the one that I needed to get comments on. And it turns out that sign worked because my brother said that they were at 59 subscribers on YouTube before I went to the show. They jumped up to about 75 by the time I left. So I had people saw the sign. People listened that they are on Spotify and YouTube. So it worked. My plan worked. So it was a fun night. I actually ended up getting a parking pass that it said on SeatGeek that it was supposed to be across the highway, and then I'd have to walk around to get to the arena, which I knew I was going to do because it was a cheap parking pass. I got over to where it was supposed to be, and the security guard there was nasty as heck. He's like, no, you need to go park on the other side of the highway. I'm like, okay. So I ended up parking in the lot, like, right next to the arena for how much I paid for that parking pass ticket that was supposed to be for the discount lot across the highway. And I'm like, win. This works.
That's a win.
I like it.
Regardless of anything, that's a win.
Yep. So that was my promenade about town, but that SmackDown also leads us into the next segment of I need to get on my soapbox for a second, and I need to rant.
Okay.
Because it almost got kicked out of the damn arena.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah! So, walking into the arena, WWE has posted signs that says you're not supposed to record, or, you're not supposed to record any of the properties for, like, personal use or whatever to be used elsewhere. And I'm like, yeah, good luck enforcing that one because everyone literally takes videos and posts it on social media. That's what TikTok is. That's what Instagram Reels is. That's what Facebook Reels are. It's like whatever.
Exactly.
So during the women's match, or actually no, it was during Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross. I decided, you know what? I don't really mind too much about this match because I haven't really paid attention to that rivalry. I'm gonna go down to the merch shop and get a shirt because they had specialty Stone Cold Steve Austin shirts for Dallas, or it says Dallas 316, and it has Stone Cold's logo on the back. So I wanted to go get the shirt while they still had it because they had a limited number.
Yeah.
So I got the shirt, went all the way back, which is down on the main level, went all the way back up to the 300 level, was walking to my section when I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom. But the women's match was just getting started, and I've been recording the intros to send to my brother so he has, like, clips from the matches. So I went back to where my level was, or my section was, recorded a little bit of Mi Chin's intro, and then turned off my phone, turned around, and a security guard is standing right behind me. And she just gives me that dirty look and goes, that'll get you kicked out of the arena. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And I walked back, I went to the bathroom, and then I walked back to my seat. And I'm like, you're really I'm in the 300s with a limited view, and you're gonna get on me about fucking recording a 9-second video. 9 seconds. It's not like I can do much. It's not like I'm saying, look, this is my promotion. This is my, my intellectual property. No, I'm recording it for social media.
Also, it's a televised event.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, not only that, if you go and look at the fucking floor, everyone has their goddamn phone up recording.
Everyone. And I got plenty of video of everyone recording at different points in the night. And I'm like, you're really going to get on me about that? Who the hell do you think you are? And someone that worked for the American Airlines Center. And I'm like, you kicking me out will cause someone or any of the fans out for recording will cause a lawsuit on the arena and the loss of your job. Good luck with that.
Pretty much.
Good fucking luck with that.
Pretty much.
That's my one rant. I have another rant because this just happened a little bit ago. TikTok algorithm needs to stop. Needs to fucking stop because, and I posted a TikTok about this, I have had the same 4 songs come up on my For You page for the last 5 hours of scrolling. And I'm like, I can't do it. It's making my eyes twitch.
See,
I am getting so pissed off.
That happened to me last night, but it was literally one video, same song, one video, same song, one video, same song. And that's strictly because I was watching, I was reading a fic, and I was like, wait, this song goes to this fic, and I couldn't remember the name for it, so I was scrolling TikTok just to get away from it and try and fucking remember, and it came up, so I'm like, oh, cool, let me go to this tag, and then I'll scroll through a few videos of it, because I'll remember it.
Yeah.
It's the Married in Vegas one, if that makes sense.
Yep, that's one of the ones that's
So
been popping up.
quite frankly, that's all that has been coming up last night, and then I was like, what the fuck? So then I closed the app completely, and then it magically fixed itself.
So
That
I did something
happens.
similar. Once I posted the TikTok, all of a sudden all four of those songs went away. And I'm like, finally. But the bad thing
The overlords
is
are
it's
listening.
because the overlords are listening. But the bad thing is it's because all four of those songs were on the top 50 of the TikTok chart.
Oh.
Because the number one song that kept coming up, Texas Hold'em by fucking Beyonce. And I can't do it. The other one that's coming up actually just got released today, so TikTok is trying to push it really good.
Yeah.
Is Austin by Dasha,
That didn't just come out today.
which
That's been out.
okay, did it not? Okay.
No,
So
that's been out
it
for like
started,
2 or 3 weeks because I love that song.
okay. So it started just coming up on my For You page today. And literally 15 videos back to back to back to back to back, all using that same one. And sometimes Dasha's TikTok will come up on there playing the song, and I'm like, okay, I can't do it. I can't do it. The other two are from the same artist, I think. So one of them is Beautiful Things, and then End of the Beginning, which usually they'll come up on like really sad TikToks where it's just like
Wait, I gotta think exactly what you're talking about.
like
Me
the
going to
the
look it up,
photo
you say really
TikTok.
sad. I go, wait,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Yep. And it is just I'm just like I literally posted TikTok and said, okay, someone tell me why the TikTok algorithm only shows me the exact same 4 songs. I can't do it. It's making my eyes twitch. So I posted it, immediately had 5 other people start liking the video, and I had people commenting going, oh my god, I'm not the only one. I thought it was just me. I'm like, no, something's wrong with the algorithm, and I can't do it. Like, I go on TikTok for mind-numbing release. Playing the same 4 songs is not mind-numbing release. It's going to make me angry.
That's fair.
Hence this.
See, my
So.
soapbox also has to do with TikTok to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this is just androids or what, because I've not spoken to anyone who has had this same thing happen. So I don't know if it's a me problem or what, but I'll have TikTok open. I'll close it and I'll go to like another app, so it's technically running in the background. While I'm in the middle of something else, even if it's another video like I'm watching on YouTube, TikTok will pop back up and close the app and go full screen onto my thing. So I'm like, what
that's
the fuck?
weird.
Like, it's been happening for like the past 3 or 4 months. And I'm like, oh, maybe it was this one update, but it's updated like 2 or 3 times since then. And this never happened to any of my friends. I know people who have the same phone as me, not happening to them. So I think I'm cursed. So it's like I physically have to like go all the way out of my TikTok for fear of it like going up, because randomly at work, like I'll either have headphones in or I'll take the headphones out, and if I was like on break and watching TikToks, I've literally had to take like TikTok just randomly start playing in the office because my phone is literally off, like black off, and it starts playing sound like it opened. Also,
that's so weird.
I don't know. It's fucking aggravating. TikTok, fix your shit. What's my other soapbox? I feel like I had another soapbox. Oh yeah, my soapbox is NHL trade deadline coverage, because it's the fucking worst. Like,
yeah. So are we gonna switch? Are we gonna switch into sports corner?
We can, just because this will blur lines.
Yeah.
So, now to Sports Corner, where I will continuously rant about hockey and then vaguely go into Formula 1 for a little bit, because that's also bad.
And then I will go into the NFL because I'm mad.
Again? Oh, that's fair trades and shit. Oh, no, we also have to talk about another NFL thing that happened.
Oh, no. Oh, yes. Yes, we do need to talk about that. Yep, I just realized,
So, NHL trade deadline was Friday the 8th at like 3 o'clock, I think it was. I tend not to like listen to the trade deadline stuff, but I was very curious to see if Zito with the Panthers would do anything else, which he did. So great for me. But trades did happen, but we didn't really lose anyone. Like, I think we lost a prospect and some draft picks. I think that's legitimately all we lost, and we gained 2 forwards, a defenseman, and then a prospect goalie, I believe. And quite frankly, happy with that. Love Tarasenko. I don't know much about the other guy. I don't even fucking remember his name right now. But listen, he's literally the former captain of the Sabres, so it is what it is. But I'm excited to see how they mesh in with the team, because that makes everything. Like Tarasenko, he's had 2 games with the team now. First game wasn't the greatest, but that's because he literally just practiced with them, I think, either the day before and that morning, or just that morning. Like, it was literally, like, he was maybe in Florida for 24 hours and he was already playing a game, it felt like. Like, that's how bad it is. That's how fast they fucking get here. Like, the other one literally got traded, and he's literally on ESPN in his car in a hotel parking lot getting ready to go to the airport to come to Florida. Like, like, what the fuck? Like, I saw so many videos of guys that got traded running into their old locker room, grabbing all their gear, and fucking booking it out because they have to go somewhere. Quite literally, a team was in the middle of playing a game, and someone got traded. Like, what? The guy wasn't playing, though, because half the time when shit like that happens, you know it's not, you know things aren't happening, so you sit out that game, so everyone's like, oh, bitch is getting traded probably. So, there's that. But Tarasenko's doing great. Literally, on Saturday, his second game with us, he got 2 goals and an assist. Like,
nice.
It's working. I'm happy. We're literally, I think we're still number 1 in the league. And
it's working!
It's working! But the thing is, I don't want the President's Trophy. I don't want the President's Trophy. But the thing is, the other thing I will say, like, if we have it, it is what it is. I'm not going to let it have a curse or any of that bullshit on it. But what I will say is that 2 seasons ago, I think is when we got it last. I think it was 2 seasons ago. We got it, and then it may have been 3 seasons. I don't fucking remember. We got it, and then everyone was so surprised that the Panthers were doing good, this, that, or the other. And it was like shock and awe that we got the President's Trophy. And then we go to last season with playoffs and us barely making it into the playoffs, upsetting Bruins in the first round, making it all the way to the finals. And now this year, there's only certain media that talks about it, like, in shock and awe in some ways, but it's not. If it was another team probably in the President's Trophy, it'd be like media every day, like, oh, the Panthers are this, the Panthers are that, but it's not. So I think that's I think that's helping in some regard, to where it's like, literally I'll wake up and be like, I think a week ago I was like, wait, we're number 1 in the league? Huh? And then I literally opened up the NHL app on my phone and went, there's no way. There's no way we're number 1 in the league. What do you mean? It makes no sense. And I'm like, huh. Because right now, we're number 1 at 92 points in 65 games played. Number 2 is 91 points with 66 games played. So is number 3. Number 4 is 89 points, 66 games. Like, quite legitimately, the next one who we have 2 games in hand on has 86 points. So even if they won those 2 games, they still wouldn't be there. So it's just really weird in some regards to be like, oh, wait, we're number 1? Huh? That's a thing? And, but what I also hate is, along that same line, is anytime they have a bad game, the media, and I'm not talking about, like, South Florida media, because South Florida media is like, shit happens. But any other, like, major hockey media will try and make it this huge fucking insane thing that it's like, oh, the Panthers lost to whatever this team was. And it's like, okay, cool. They're also technically in playoff contention. And 2, when was the last time we lost more than 1 game in a row? November. Congrats. Like, get it through your head. This team bounces back insanely well, but also, they don't give a shit. Like, they know they need to win games, but they also, even when they lose, take it as a teaching opportunity. They know now what they need to do later. Especially as we get closer to the end of the season, we're playing a lot of the Eastern Conference, literally the last two and a half, 3 weeks of the season. It's literally all Eastern Conference matches. Half of them are within our division. So it's going to decide playoff like spots real quick, but also it's great practice for what's going to happen realistically, because some out-of-pocket shit can happen with playoffs, and I think that's just why I want playoff hockey back so much, is because it's a different breed of hockey, and I think that's the weirdest thing to say, but it's just every game means something. Like, yeah, obviously it means something in the regular season because you're fighting to get to the playoffs, but in the playoffs, every single game you play of those 7 games in a series matters. You fuck up in that fucking last game, guess what? You're screwed. You don't do well in the first 3 games, guess what? You gotta fucking catch up then. Like, it's just insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want playoff hockey back. Soon I'll have playoff hockey back. This weekend is going to be interesting hockey because it is a rivalry game because we play Tampa on Saturday. Not only do we play Tampa on Saturday, but it's St. Patrick's Day on Sunday. So technically, the arena is celebrating St. Patrick's Day on Saturday, and we have a Jameson bar in our arena. So, me and my friends might be tailgating, so I'm gonna get sloshed this weekend probably.
So I did find out my brother's co-host is not a Lightning fan.
Oh, thank God.
He's a Knights fan.
That's even worse. Yeah, no, that's even worse. That's worse. I'd honestly rather he be a Lightning fan, not gonna lie. It's fine. We don't have to put people on LTIR to actually have a chance at the playoffs.
Oh!
Huh? Did I say something? I don't know what you're talking about. Moving on from hockey.
The shade. Hopefully, the program that I use to clip all this shit clips that, because I want to send that to him. That's awesome.
I'm stating facts. It's very mysterious how one of their top players with their top contracts is suddenly on LTIR 2 days before trade deadline? Huh. And then they gain a crap ton of people that are actually great capital. Huh. Who knows? Okay, Formula 1. Formula 1 is back, everybody.
Yay!
Yay, except I want this season to be over. I'm so fucking done already. Because I'm going to talk about racing, and then I'm going to get to the other fucking bullshit that's happening in Formula 1. Racing. Hate Red Bull. Still hate Red Bull. Still hate Max Verstappen. Still gonna pretend he is not first every race just so I have a more enjoyable time. So I can pretend more of my people I like are on the podium. Because this man, in the first race, won. His teammate was number 2. He won with 22 seconds ahead of his teammate. And then his teammate was like 8 or 9 or 10 seconds ahead of third. Like, what the fuck? My other guys doing kind of good. Lewis, I've decided, has checked out of Mercedes altogether, which honestly do not blame that man one fucking bit. Because there's literally a video of him walking out to go to the driver's parade, just surrounded by Ferrari people speaking to everyone. Not a Mercedes shirt in sight. It's like, he's like, fuck this shit, I'm done. Second race, Ollie Bierman. My F2 child. Carlos, I'm gonna need you not to come back literally a week and a half after appendicitis to race, strictly so Ollie can race the second race. Because essentially, Sainz did practice 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. That, like, either that night or, like, that morning when he woke up, he was like, okay, something's really wrong, and they went to the emergency room. His appendix essentially ruptured. So,
oh, Lord.
Mind you, this is the second season in a row a driver has had appendicitis. I'm not joking. It's the funniest fucking thing.
There's a curse or something
Alex Albon getting appendicitis literally was a domino effect for a bunch of shit happening. So, was it last season? No, a season before. So 2 seasons ago, someone had appendicitis. But was a domino effect for a lot of shit that happened last season. So everyone's like, we're restarting the domino effect, baby.
Let's go.
But Ollie essentially got the call that he drove in practice 3 and then he did qualifying. And this man, I think he ended at P7. I think there's potential penalties that are happening, but I don't care. He's P7. Fuck that. You can't take that away from me. Like, just an insane drive and just, ugh. I love the younger generation just doing well with it, strictly because it makes the sport more alive in some regard to actually see progress and movement. And I know that's coming from someone who is a Lewis Hamilton fan, who everyone believes should retire. Same with Alonso, same with all of those, so that you can get new drivers in. However, I'm biased with Lewis. It's fine.
Right, exactly.
Now, and then Formula One's gonna fuck up my schedule. Not this weekend, but like the next 3 weeks after that, because they're in Australia, Japan, and then China. So the races.
Yeah, I was just looking at the Formula One schedule.
Like 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. So those 3 weeks, don't talk to me. Now to the other kind of serious part of everything going on in Formula One. I have to use the word allegations. If you follow Formula One,
you know my feeling about that word, because that's my job, is allegations.
That's fair.
I get triggered.
So it came out before the start of the season, essentially, that there were allegations against Christian Horner in regards to a female Red Bull employee and inappropriate conduct. Now,
I have seen something about this.
Now, fast forward to 2 weeks into the season. Mind you, there were leaked text messages and threads and other shit that just make it look worse. And you can tell when him and his wife walked in the paddock the other week that it looked so PR, it wasn't funny. But then on top of that, to then have these drivers call it a distraction and noise and all of these things, when you have so many females that are into Formula One, when you have so many females working on the grid who most likely don't fucking feel safe there now. They probably didn't in some regard in general, but to where it's creating an even more toxic like culture around it. The only driver who is like legitimately spoke up and said something in regards is Lewis, which that tracks, because Lewis is quite frankly the only driver that ever stands up for fucking anything in this goddamn sport. Zach Brown's the only other one who has said, I can't remember if he's CEO or team principal. I don't fucking know at this point. The man changes titles every fucking day, it feels like. It was like almost the perfect PR answer, but it also wasn't just pushing it aside. Which, the fact that that is the bare minimum is insane. And the fact that any of us are actually praising that says how bad it is in those regards.
Yeah.
Then you fast forward to the second week of then getting news that obviously Christian Horner isn't suspended. He isn't having to step down as team principal or anything else in regards to Red Bull Racing. But the female who made the allegations, who was brave enough to come forward with those, was suspended from Red Bull Racing.
What the fuck? No.
And then there's a bunch of other drama surrounding it with contracts and rumors of who actually leaked this shit, of thinking it was literally someone within the team. Whole bunch of shit that I can't touch on because I have not read more about it, because it's just, I can only take so much of it in one go, because it's such an abuse of power. It's such an abuse of power, and the fact that you're suspending her, but you're still letting this fucking asshole of a man who was in a position of power, regardless of if they are true or not, there are still allegations that have not been fully investigated, for one. For two, there's been no transparency in this whole thing. And that is all any female Formula One fan is asking for, is transparency for this. Yeah. That, like, there's so many creators who have said it better than I can, just because this makes me so fucking angry. But it's just, it's disheartening, especially because not even 2 years ago, the fucking slogan was, "We race as one." Guess what? No, we fucking don't.
Can we not have a misogynistic sport? Please. If you've got men and women working in this sport together, make the consequences the same for both. Put them both on suspension until all the allegations are figured out. And then whatever happens, if one comes back, great. If they both come back, awesome. If none of them come back, that's probably for the best. But don't just single out the person that was brave enough to come forward. That's bullshit.
And then on top of that, what everyone is comparing this to in some regard is he's obviously a team principal of Red Bull Racing. You have I forgot Susie's complete title when it comes to F1 Academy. So Susie Wolf is a racer in her own right, and I believe director of race relations for F1 Academy. I probably got the title wrong, but she's kind of been in charge to a point of getting F1 Academy off the ground, which is the all-women series, essentially. And I don't want to say over the summer, but over winter break, there were like complete fake sources coming from a known like idiot in Formula One, like a paper media regard, essentially saying she was giving secrets out and like a bunch of all this shit. And there was an immediately investigation launched. There was immediately all of these things said and done by the FIA. You take that to where it's the most baseless news source saying these things, who is known to put out fake information, essentially.
Right.
And you do all of these things, and yet when there is such a serious allegation, to not only say nothing, but to let him continue in the sport and to let all of these things continue to happen, where's the transparency? Like, you wanted to come out and say all of these things to defame Susie, and you're just letting this white man get away with it. And I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. It's a boys' club is what it is. And quite frankly, it's disheartening. Because I literally, from some of the things these racers have said, I literally was like, I love this racer. And it's like, I physically can't support him anymore. Because it's there's a PR answer to some of it. And then there's just blatant disregard for people as a human being.
Yeah.
I think that's all I can say about the topic without fucking exploding. But, yeah, so Formula One. Hopefully, next time we record, I have better news with that. I doubt it. However, I can hope. And I think the sleep deprivation of those 3 weeks will make me more angrier. So.
Probably.
Yay. So I guess to NFL.
Yes, to the NFL. So we're do I want to start with the sad or do I want to end with the sad?
We're gonna start with the sad.
Yeah, we're gonna start with me ranting. So we are now in trades because next month is the NFL draft, where the pageant show of all of the young it is though the pageant show of all the young football players coming out of college that have.
Why'd you say it like that? Because honestly, I think every sport that's like professional has that. Because I know baseball has it. I know hockey has it. I know basketball
has it. I just here's the reason why I say that. Because I have seen the NFL draft. I have been there once. It was in Chicago the same time I was there for a psychology conference. And all you see is all these players walking around during the day in fucking 3-piece suits, walking to that room to sit down and wait to see if they're called. And it's a pageant show. That's all it is. And I get it, because obviously we have people that are either retiring or new people are on injured that are going to be still out for longer, and we need to replace spots. I get it. You want to dress for the job that you want. Totally understand. Why are we making it a 3-day thing when it doesn't need to be that?
Because they then have to do media, and they have to do this, and they have to do the actual physicals and do it makes sense of why it's 3 days long, but quite frankly, it should be cool. This first day is all media, then the media can fucking leave, and we can do all the physicals without the cameras. We can do all of these things without the cameras. We can do the actual athlete things without cameras. And then at the end of it, you can have a 3-hour media time. Simple as that.
Exactly. That's all that I need. But it started out, this whole off season with the combine, we got, the show of Luke McCaffrey coming in and beating Christian McCaffrey's time in the dash by like a 0.01 millisecond, which was great. We had a lot of good other showings. A lot of what was funny is there's one guy that just looks like he is a model on a magazine that is, competing in the combine to get good scores, whatever. And then trades started, I think, when was it? When did I get put in that group chat? Mid last week. Well, here's the thing. All of a sudden, I get this notification on my phone on Messenger. Hang on that second. I get a notification on Messenger that says, Joe has added you to a new group chat.
Oh, no. That's terrifying in every
regard. Okay. I don't know what this is, but okay. And he hadn't named it. There wasn't like a picture for it. So I didn't know what was going on until Joe changed his name to Joe parentheses Patriots. And I'm like, oh no, you put me in a football chat. Oh no. And I'm the only girl in there.
Do we remember what happened? Do we remember what happened last time Joe put us in a type of group chat like that?
Technically it was the other technically it was the other dude. Technically it was the other dude that did that.
Oh, technically.
Yeah, cuz he was the one that had started doing wrestling fantasy league. He was the one that started doing that, and then I pulled us all into a separate group chat.
Yeah. Okay, we pretend that
because we
exist.
could. Yeah,
I forgot there was another one that we all hated.
Remember that? Yeah, we don't talk about him. I honestly don't remember what his name was. So I get pulled into there, and it's me, Matt, Adam, Joe, obviously, and then one of Joe's friends that we do the fantasy league with. And immediately, I'm like, okay, so if we're doing this, I put, Megan, parentheses, Cowboys. If we're going to rep our teams, I'm going to rep my team. And Joe's friend decides to go and start spewing shit about the Cowgirls. And I'm like, back off. We at least made it to the playoffs this year. Shut up. So now Joe's been sending us, updates about who potential trades are and stuff like that. And we're giving our commentary. He put in there today rumors, quote unquote, of potential trades. And one of them was Tony Pollard. Well, Tony Pollard is the Cowboys running back. He took over for Zeke. Mm-hmm. And I said, fuck off. Leave my running back alone. To which 3 seconds later, I get a text message from my brother saying, Tony Pollard has been traded to the Tennessee Titans. I'm like, come on! Why? But he got a good contract. He what was it?
I shouldn't laugh, because if one of my guys got traded, I would be fucking pissed.
Oh, right? Let me see. He got traded for 3 years, $24 million. So he's making about $8 million a year.
That's fair.
So I'm like, I get it. I completely get it. But now that leaves our running back in kind of a precarious situation. We do have someone to back him, but the guy that was on RB2 is not, in my opinion, not as strong as he could be. Who knows? Maybe he'll prove himself in the offseason. But that being said, we're still obviously looking for another RB to come in to, back him or take over as RB1. And I was talking to my brother, I'm like, maybe, Saquon Barkley is, he's up for free agency. Derrick Henry's up for free agency. And then I get another message from Joe. It says Saquon Barkley has been drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh no, Megan.
And now I'm mad. Because the Eagles, Listen, I don't hate the people on the Eagles, okay? Mm-hmm. I respect them for the talent that they have. I hate the Eagles fan base because they are a bunch of jackasses. And
not with the lightning.
Any other fans in the NFL will probably say that. It's not just Cowboys fans, because the Eagles fans have decided to take their personality and jack it to 1,000 And I can't stand it because they're just jerks. It doesn't matter if it's an away game, if it's a home game, they're just jerks.
Yeah.
So, Quan Barkley is now on the Eagles. What else did I have? Let me go to that chat. Kirk Cousins got traded to the Falcons, which now Ryan has said he's no longer a Falcons fan. Patriots signed Antonio Gibson. And Russell Wilson has been drafted to the Steelers, which is hilarious because the Broncos had to pay out the rest of his contract in order to draft him. So we've got a lot of things going on for trades. It's only going to continue because I think it's like the second Saturday in April is the draft. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot. And then we go into more off season with training and then preseason. So
when does actual season start for football?
Preseason is second week in August, which is usually it's first week in August. So all of August is preseason, I think, and then it should start the first week in September.
Okay, that tracks.
So something around that.
I'm trying to math something in my head. Don't mind me. Oh fuck! I know what else I was gonna say about other shit. Don't worry. No,
we'll circle back to that because
it's supposed to be in Promenade, not sports.
Well, we can circle back to that because there's something else I needed to talk to you about.
Solid.
So that is my rant about NFL trades. Now, we shift gears to the Kelsey brothers because I'm gonna save the truly sad for the end, but I'm gonna talk about Travis Kelce for a second.
Okay.
Travis Kelce is out here showing the boys how it needs to be done. Dude,
that man is insane.
Motherfucker is showing boys how it needs to be done because he just, he's done all of his Super Bowl shtick. He's still doing the podcast for right now. But the man is now flying across the world to go and be with Taylor as she's finishing up her tour in Sydney and in Singapore, and then they've now flown back to the States because she's got a couple of months off. But he is taking his
couple weeks.
Does she? I thought she was done.
She goes
because everything I've seen is she's off.
No, I think she goes to Austria next week. Give me a sec.
Anyway, regardless,
I was just looking at this this morning with my friends.
So you look that up. I'm gonna keep going on my rant.
She has a show this weekend. She has a show next weekend, and then she has off till mid-April. Like, literally right when the new album comes out.
Yeah. So I'm like, I knew she was going to be off for when the new album comes out, and then she goes back on tour. But Travis is literally traveling with her. And he doesn't have to do that. None of her other boyfriends have done that previously, to my knowledge, at least.
If they did, they were real quiet about it, and we're probably assholes about it. Sorry!
Mm-hmm. And he's not like backstage, like hiding in her dressing room. No, motherfucker is out in the crowd dancing to Taylor and just vibing, and it is beautiful.
Not only is he doing that, he's bringing his friends with him and doing that. Quite frankly,
so cute.
Get you a man who'll do it. Like, quite frankly, fucking great. Like,
and
he's also interacting with fans and like doing the friendship thing and like all of that too, which is just, it's so refreshing to see.
Mm-hmm.
To like for both of them not to give a fuck about what anyone says. Chef's kiss, love it.
Yes, he gives off major himbo energy, and I am here for it.
1000%.
Yes.
Okay,
and,
even before he was dating Taylor, when I was just watching the podcast, 1000%.
Oh, he's absolutely himbo energy. Yeah. Absolutely. So he's just out here and showing people how it needs to be done. I saw a TikTok earlier that said, if Travis Kelce can go from winning the Super Bowl, doing all of his press junket, and starting out for off season, and still go and be there and support Taylor as she's going on her tour, then your man should have no issue with texting you back. Or not being, or like being too tired to talk to you, but still going out with the boys or stuff like that. And I'm like, you make great points. You make fantastic points. So, big kudos to Travis Kelce. You are out here doing the Lord's work and continue to support Queen Taylor while she goes into probably a hellish season with the new album coming out.
Yeah, and then we pivot that to speaking about the other Kelsey brother, Jason. I knew it was coming because I like got a message that like, oh, he's having a press release, and like my one friend's a really big Jason Kelsey fan, so she knows. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll watch the press conference later, this, that, or the other. Of course, I'm on my break on TikTok, and part of it comes up, and my ass just starts sobbing. Because I still haven't gotten to watch the full thing, just because I'm like, I'm not strong enough for it, quite frankly.
I've only watched snippets, and it's a lot, because he takes time to thank everyone in the Eagles locker room. And I should start, before I start into this, Jason Kelsey has retired after 13 seasons in the NFL with a massive career, and, you know, he deserves it. He makes great points that, you know, he is getting older, quote unquote, for an NFL player. Granted, people will look at, like, Tom Brady or Brett Favre and be like, but you're not as old as them. Well, you also have to consider the position that he plays. He goes through a lot more physical contact with being the center. And, you know, his knees, they're not, you know, his knees when he went into the NFL. So he has every right to want to retire, and I congratulate him on a great career. He is a great man, and I can't wait to see how he supports Travis and his friends over in the Eagles in the next season. So, but the press junket that he did, he starts out like, and it's hard for him to even get the words out that he's retiring in the beginning of it. And then he goes into thanking all the coaching staff, all of the personal trainers, all of the all the other athletes in the locker room. He goes on to a big spiel of just how, like, thanking his family, thanks Travis, his mama Kelsey, Papa Kelsey, and then he goes into thanking Kylie.
Oh,
and he just Kylie breaks. Right. Yeah. I'm like, oh no.
He broke when he talked about him and Travis, and then it got worse when he talked about Kylie. And it's like, just, I'm very happy
man is
that
the
they get
sweetest person.
I'm happy they get to now have time together and have time with their girls and just exist as human beings. Which, I mean, they were doing already, but I mean, it also has time to where I know I've seen Kylie do a bunch more stuff with, like, women's fucking field hockey.
Places Kylie has no place being. I love her.
Kylie has no place being, which honestly, love it. Love it, because she has every fucking right to be in that place, Kylie.
Princess Diana out here doing the Lord's work over in Milan Fashion Week.
Truly.
So I love the fact that he gets to now watch his girls grow up, because they're at the ripe age of, I want my daddy around, and when daddy has to be, you know, out every week, either on a Thursday or a Sunday for football games, it's kind of hard. So, but he now gets to watch his kids grow up. So I am sad that the NFL is losing a great player, but he did say that he wants to come back in some capacity with the Eagles organization, whether that's, you know, as a representative of the organization, or like maybe in a coaching capacity or stuff like that, with the new guys coming on, just teaching them the ropes. So I'm interested to see what the Eagles organization is going to do with Jason now that he is officially retired from a player's position. But he definitely has had a Hall of Fame career, so I anticipate, you know, him going in to Canton. Obviously not this next season. It's going to be, I would say, probably a good 5 or 10 years before he'll get his gold jacket, but he'll get it. He will, most definitely. But we're going to circle back to Promenade, because, you know, our short brains, we forget things.
I just remembered something that happened. It wasn't me getting out and about, but it is me getting out and about in potentially June, barring hockey games happening. Because if you're in the Orlando area or anything like that, or if you follow YouTubers and stuff like that of the Orlando area, you may have heard of Orlando Informer. So so many times a year, they'll rent out either Universal Islands of Adventure or both. And they'll sell tickets, and it is they only have so many tickets, and then it's food, drink, there's different activities and stuff like that, plus all the rides. Nice. My brother and I have been wanting to do it for like a year or so, and the next one is the 7th and 8th, I think it's the 7th and 8th of June, which that's literally a week after his birthday. So
Nice.
when the first dates first got announced, we're like, oh, maybe we should look into it. Let's see. And then tickets went on sale last week. Of course, I was like, okay, I'll double check them while at work. And of course, my ass forgot because I was in the middle of working. So he's messaging me. I'm not seeing it because my phone's literally under my desk. He calls me. I'm like, oh, fuck, what's happening? What's going on? Who's dying? Because we all tend not to call each other in the middle of work unless it's like, hey, I need to talk to you right now, or hey, something's happening.
Right.
So he's like, so I'm in line for the Orlando Informer. I just wanted to know what we wanted to do. So we got so we are officially going to Orlando Informer. We're going both nights.
Yay!
We're going the 7th and the 8th. We are also, because the 7th we're planning to do a sibling day, and then the 8th, which is the Saturday, we, like, all of our friends are going. Like, he got everyone tickets, essentially.
Nice.
And so for our tickets, we got the early bird special, and we're doing both nights. I want you to guess how much do you think the 2-night, like, ticket was?
Can I ask a question first?
Yes, you can.
Is it under $500?
Yes.
$250.
No, $370 for both days. Now, this also includes unlimited food, unlimited, like, soft drink and everything.
That's a good
and then
price.
They tend to also have, like, characters out. They'll also have some secret things occasionally. Like, I know they did a speakeasy one time. They did, like, a monster movie thing one time. They do a lot of different stuff. And then also Universal sometimes tests something from, like, a restaurant or something somewhere in the park. So it's going to be fun, but also, like, on Orlando Informer nights, like, even the big ticket rides, like Hagrid's, is maybe a 15-20 minute wait max. Velocicoaster was literally a ride now last time. Like, everything's essentially ride now, and there's, like, it feels like there's no one in the parks with you. But there's people there, but it's because it's rented out that it's just different. Less chaos, quite frankly. And it's the parks at night, which you don't really get a lot of in Universal, especially now that the time change happened. So it's going to be real interesting to see, because I think the only time we've really seen it is obviously Horror Nights, and then we saw it some during Christmas time. But I'm very excited for it. It's happening. Now, the only caveat with this is, after we bought the tickets, I was like, when did playoffs end last year? Because mind you, we went to the finals last year. We are going to the finals again this year. This is me putting that in the fucking universe, Panthers. I swear to God. But the last game we played was on June 13th. So, it's already been preemptively said, like, if something happens, if I have a game, someone else is taking my ticket.
Right. Because
if it's in June, then it's very far into the season, and it's probably final time. So, it's kind of important. But also in my head, I'm like, okay, there were games in the Western and Eastern Conference, both round 1 and round 2, and part of round 3 no, not part of round 3. Round 3, we all kind of just fucked each other up. Round 1 and round 2, you laugh. We swept the Hurricanes, and the Vegas essentially nearly swept their team.
I'm laughing at your choice of words. We fucked them up.
We fucked each other up. That's right. But in both rounds 1 and round 2, there were multiple series that went all 7 games. So in my head, I'm like, okay, if that's taken off. Also, I think the season ended like a little bit later last year, like maybe by half a week.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that just gets shortened slightly. Just a little bit, hopefully.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But not for the Panthers, because I hope that continues on all the way. Yeah. So Orlando Informer. And then if for some reason I can't go this year, this one, we already said we're going to go the next one, if anything. Because normally they do them 3 to 4 times a year. So they did one in December. They're doing one in not January. in June, and then they'll probably do one, I would assume, either in December again, or they're gonna do one like September. August? No, not August. That's too close. Maybe September, like right before Horror Nights, because oh no, they did one in February. They did one in February. I lied. They did do one in February.
December, February, June. September would be the next logical option.
Because February was the first time they ever coincided it with like a festival, which in this case was Mardi Gras. So they had the Mardi Gras booths open, and like you were able to get food and stuff from the Mardi Gras booths during it. Because I guess they were doing it as a tester. So maybe they're gonna do the same thing and do it around Horror Nights time, like right before Horror Nights or something, or like on an off night for Horror Nights, which would make sense, which would be nice, which would be cool as fuck. That'd be cool as fuck. Taylor from Orlando Informer, if you're hearing this, I have an idea. Okay. I think that was it of what I remembered was cool things are happening in June, hopefully. So, Megan, your other thing.
The other thing that I have two more things because my brain is so fried right now. Yes. So one of them was Logan and I had gotten talking while we were watching the pay-per-view, and I had sent him and you the same TikTok. It was for that rubber ducky bar that's somewhere in Florida.
Yes, I know that.
And exactly Logan had mentioned, or messaged me back saying, "You, me, and Laura need to go to this." And I'm like, "Yes, I'm for that." We were getting to talking about that, and he's like, "I know somewhere in South Florida there is a Taco Bell restaurant and bar that you can get." That's what Vegas. He said.
That's in Las Vegas.
He said it's in South Florida.
The Taco Bell Cantina is in Las Vegas. Let me see if there's one in Miami.
He said it. Yeah, he said it's in Miami. But we were talking about that, and I'm like, I would like to go. That would be fun.
Hold, please.
But we got to talking about that because I kind of vaguely knew what he was talking about. But I'm like, that would be fun. I just mostly want to go to the rubber ducky bar because I think it'd be funny. But that was the one thing, and then the other thing is what I'm doing to get out of the house in 2 weeks on the 24th to go see Ryan, because Ryan is originally coming down because he's going to the NASCAR race on the 23rd, which is at Circuit of the Americas in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
So he's flying down for that.
I know Coda.
And then this last week was very, very sad for me because not only did we have Jason Kelce retiring, we also got the news that after 21 years, Rooster Teeth is shutting down.
Oh my god, that's right. I can't believe we didn't talk about that. Holy shit.
Yep, because Rooster Teeth, and Warner Brothers decided to pull the plug on Rooster Teeth because they don't know how to manage shit well. And yes, I'm going to shit talk them, and I don't care.
Apparently, Logan's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm like, you, me, and Laura, road trip, let's go. So I'm like, anyway. So after 21 years, Rooster Teeth is shutting down, which is very sad because that's how, we got connected, because the wrestling group that we were in was also a Rooster Teeth fans of wrestling thing.
Fans of wrestling
and that's how we got thing. And then we got connected with the guys, which is how we got all started in this. That's also how I met Ryan and a whole bunch of my other friends that I met up with at RTX 2 years ago. Which is, it's just very sad. Like, we've all had like our moments of, damn, like this has been, I've been a Rooster Teeth fan since like 2014 when I got introduced to it in undergrad from a friend. Like, they introduced me to the Minecraft Let's Plays, and then my first big thing was Monty passing away, and then
oh my god, I used a Monty quote for my goddamn senior yearbook.
Yeah, it's just it brought back a lot of memories, and I did a whole thing on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, I did pretty much thanks for the memories, and I pulled every picture that I did with one of the cast or like one of the content creators from Rooster Teeth, and I posted it in a 7 long tweet thing. And And I'm just like, I found my Ohana, I found my tribe, and it just made me really sad. So while Ryan is down there, one of my other friends, Lindsay, who lives in Round Rock, is gonna drive down to Austin, and we're gonna get lunch, and we're gonna go to Stage 5 and say goodbye one last time.
Yeah.
Because they only have 60 days from, they announced it Wednesday last week, I think. So they've got 60 days from March 6th. So pretty much May 6th will be the last day for Rooster Teeth. So we're going to go and say goodbye. I'm actually on the 23rd, RTDFW, which is the Rooster Teeth group that I'm in up here, is doing a salute to Rooster Teeth, where we're sending in all of our favorite links for videos, and we're going over to someone's house, and we're just having a party where we're going to watch a whole bunch of stuff and reminisce. So doing that, and then going with Ryan, and then someone in the Austin area, or someone in the Austin area decided that we're going to do one last big group thing for Rooster Teeth fans. So if you can either make it in person, or if you want to, join online and just join the community. But they started a Discord for it, and like Armando and a bunch of other RT people have said that they'll go to the event. It's in June, so I'm going to try and make it down there for that. So it's going to be fun, but it's going to be also very, very sad.
Yeah.
But
do we want to do real quick?
Yes. Because I have weird ones this time.
How many do you have?
I have 2.
Okay. I had one, so I had a second one prep just in case.
Yeah, I have 2.
I have to find my second one.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
I'll go first while I then find my second one. So my first one is from the Has Been Hotel soundtrack, and it is You Didn't Know. That's strictly for the one part in the middle. I love them so much. It's so good. But also, Has Been Hotel, 10 out of 10. Love. Have I watched all of it yet? No, but I was there when the original shit happened. So,
yeah.
Don't recite the deep lore to me, bitch. I was there when it was written. But yeah, it's such a good song, but it's also, it culminates so much in such like a little time frame where it's like, all these things are happening. It's like, bitch, you didn't know? It's like some of the biggest plot twists, like all in like literally 4 minutes.
Yeah. All right. So mine, I blame, I'm going to go back to it. We're going to circle this back around. This is TikTok's fault again.
This is TikTok's fault.
My first one is Spicy Margarita by Jason Derulo featuring Michael Bublé.
Huh?
And it's Spicy Margarita. But it's Jason Derulo's on tour right now in Europe.
Uh-huh.
So all of the videos from Paris are showing up on my feed, and it's a lot of him and the Lay twins dancing to Savage Love, and it makes me laugh every time. And then it's always that one, and then Talk Dirty, where he just completely falls apart.
And he tries to restart, and no one lets him restart. Yep. Everyone's just still fucking going.
The crowd was vibing, and it was great. But yeah, Spicy Margarita, but just because it has like that samba beat to it, and I really love it. So yeah, that one. So what's your next one?
Okay, my next one is actually new. It is from a band that I love dearly called Set It Off, and it is called Fake Ass Friends. It's their newest song. It literally came out last week.
Nice.
So good. If you haven't listened to Set It Off and you're like a fan of pop punk and like emo and like that type of thing, Set It Off is a great fucking band because they have the perfect mixture. And then Cody just randomly does screamo in the middle of it occasionally. And then they do collabs with like the most out of pocket people occasionally. It's so good.
Nice. So the other song that I have has not been released yet. But it also, I blame it on TikTok.
Okay, how am I supposed to add this to the goddamn playlist, Megan?
Well, we can add it later. We can just, sidebar it, and then when it comes out, because it's supposed to come out soon, because it's on Meghan Trainor's new album.
Oh, okay.
But it's been like this, And it's just because that first clip that she did that was just everyone is like doing dance videos to it, and I love that
That's
that
fair.
first little clip.
That's
And now
fair.
she's put out another snippet of it. So Been Like This by Meghan Trainor, it is coming out soon, I think. She said it was, so
I can Google
yes.
it.
Yes.
Been like this.
Because I've been like this,
Meghan Trainor.
been like this, been like this. I think, I don't know. She finally released the name like a week or so ago. It had just been like new
Yeah, because
song,
I remember
pre-save it.
her doing something with Chris.
Yes. Which I think he's gonna be in the music video this time.
Yeah,
Just
because
from how she
it's
was
her and
acting.
T-Pain, right?
I think so. That sounds correct.
It's potentially releasing on the 14th, so like in 3 days.
Sweet! Yay! I like the music. But yeah,
But
that song has been in my
T-Pain
head.
on that, fucking iconic. Love it.
Yes. Yeah, between Meghan Trainor and Jason Derulo, that has been all that I've been listening to lately. So
I've been just listening to a lot of Taylor Swift like normal, and then all my other shit randomly. So like, I guess that tracks.
yeah, pretty much. But I think that's a pretty good place for us to stop, unless you have anything else.
No, we've been going for like an hour 15. I think we're good.
Yeah. All right. So make sure you're checking us out over on our socials at MasterPsych17, at Lady Laura01, at TN Twits Pod on, I'm trying to remember, on TikTok, on Twitter, and on Instagram. Check out the YouTube for TN Twits. Make sure you go to the store and get your TN Twits merch, tntwits-shop.fourthwall.com. And pick up some stuff there. Like I said, if you want specific like types of merch, if you want like tank tops or jogger pants or hats or mugs, let us know, and we can definitely look into adding it to the store. But other than that, thank you guys for listening to us for another.
I almost got through a full podcast without hitting something. God damn it!
Thank you guys for listening to us for another month. We so appreciate you. We will talk to you guys again next month with a new topic and brand new chicanery. So be kind to yourself, and goodbye.
Bye.